Great rising. Great rising. Get your water. Get your mat. Get your weights. You're going to do weights for this half hour, 45 minutes. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. On your bike. Jump on your bike. If you're walking on the treadmill. Yeah, right? Whew. Well, I don't need this so much now. I tell y'all. Thanks for coming on the walk. Come on the walk, y'all. Come on, get this little movement. All we need for our age is this little bit of movement. We don't need much. I don't even know why this is on. YouTube trying to do its own thing sometimes. Most times. Uh-oh, so the camera was better the other way. Y'all keep going. You know, I'm adjusting cameras and stuff. I'm adjusting cameras and stuff. Hey, how was y'all night? Oh, I didn't get any sleep. Good news and bad news, I found out can hit you the same way, especially if they're both surprises. Like shockers, where you're like, whoa. And like, bad news, whoa. Good news, whoa. It's the same shock effect. Well, let's go into Black History Month. Oh, I'm Black, African American, 64. I got history. I got a little history too. Whew, this month is almost over so quickly. We've walked through it, we've exercised through it. And I think I had a good time talking with the ancestors, talking about history. Probably a whole lot more about me and my history, because everybody else doing other histories. I know one thing I want to go on history, Black History Record saying, is that from a child, I would ask questions that should get me in trouble. Why is it terrible to be a black person in this country? Why can't we do this because we black? Why can't we live in this neighborhood because we black? Why can't we get a better house? And I've learned. I always thought, even down south, my grandmother, in the belly, we used to call it racism, but they call it right, the Bible Belt. And I often thought, especially from history and from what I read, I put together, that if you didn't proclaim a cult, aka religion, then you weren't accepted. You, even though you were enslaved and now you're free, you had to embrace a cult in order to survive, because you needed that leader, because that's what they accept in this cult society. You needed a leader to speak for you. You couldn't speak for yourself, and that's the thing. I don't think it's so much race. I think when you're in a cult society, when you see how cults operate, like a Ponzi scheme, somebody got to be at the bottom. Everybody can't be at the top. And you had to join those cults. And even now, you can pick up Catholic literature. You're not going to see African Americans. Not when I was going, and not when I was in Greenwich. And you're not going to see it. In the white congregational churches, you're not going to see anything. You're not going to see an African American cherub or angel or... No. You're not going to see that. But you think you can come and join the church, but you're not going to be represented in the cult because you're just a follower. You know? And back in the enslavement days, you had to. So you had to embrace the church because you had to have that reverence to speak for you. You couldn't speak for yourself. If you got together as a group to speak for yourself, usually you'd have to have guns and stuff like that because they call you a rebel. You're not under any cult. You have to be under a cult. Isn't that something? And that's what this is. And the founders of this country, that's why they put the Constitution in place. Because once you put freedom of religion, aka cults, I know that the cults aren't accepted in all countries. They're not. They're not. Not like here. Here it's written into the Constitution, freedom of religion, aka cults. So that's why they always come in, no matter where they are. They'll come here. And cults, you give them your money. I remember being down south, and I couldn't understand. What do you mean, take all my worldly possessions and give it to you to do what? What? So I could what? I won't starve? Well, that's a pack of lie. That's a lie. I will starve. I give everything I have to you. So, I feel good about that part. I'm just so glad I didn't get to the end of my life when I'm getting ready to do a separation of matter and energy, just to finally realize, oh, this whole thing is a pot of crock. What am I going to do now? What are you going to separate? Your matter's going to fall to the earth and your energy. See, I always knew, though my mother had passed, she was always by me. And I feel my grandmother and my aunts and stuff, I do. I do. My stepmother, yep, feel all, yes I do. So I couldn't understand that. And they said, no, you can't say it's them. It's somebody else. You're only allowed to have that one person. And he with blonde hair, blue eyes, and sandals. But he's what all the cults use. So, I'm glad for that. That makes me understand why I could never fit in. I kept trying. Lord knows I tried. I tried. Tried. And I couldn't get accepted into any cult. Because you gotta just accept being a follower. And I just cannot be a follower. Especially to a stupid leader. If I have to say, excuse me, what, leader, excuse me, leader, what? Your ass is on fire. You can't feel your ass is on fire, leader? I can't follow him. Now, a lot of people can follow somebody like that. But me, I can't follow a person that don't know their ass is on fire. They got to feel it before anybody else know. Anyway. That has been my Black History Month thing. I didn't get much sleep last night. But I'm not going to cancel the walk, and you know that. I think if I put the ocean sounds on, I may doze off. And then I got a 10 o'clock on Wednesdays. I have a 10 o'clock appointment. So it ain't like I can drive myself down into the ground and then keep myself awake until the walk is over. But I have an appointment at 10, and then being tired from last night and stuff. But I'm grateful to the ancestors. I'm grateful that they let me hang in here to have this human experience. I'm grateful for the body that my spirit is in. Though when I came here in a lot of years, all I was taught is not to like it. Not to like it. So I could go lay down and have a doctor chop me up. Because something wrong with my skin. Oh man. We're all humans. And that's one thing my ancestors taught me. They may have hated each other, which is very, very odd, but cults are like that. Cults, you know, they don't like mothers. Fathers are supreme, but mothers, they call all kind of names. They got this big fat cult leader up here that says, woman, thou art loose. And you don't understand what damage you're doing to her. How that man doesn't mind killing her because that leader has called her loose. Wrote a book, became a millionaire. Okay? Scum. I'm supposed to follow him. You don't know me. I'm a woman. I'm not loose. I've never been loose. So, the strength of a woman, well, I'm going to save that. Next month is supposed to be Women's History Month. And I'm just really grateful that my ancestors hung in there. I really am. We could have given up, but they didn't. You had to be proud behind doors. But outdoors, we had to be followers. I remember we had the afro. When the afro came, ooh, honey, them folks didn't like that. Them colts didn't like no afro. No, honey. No. You weren't following in the line of colts. You weren't straightening your hair. You weren't putting on those long wigs. You did not follow the cult standard. And they hate the afro. You couldn't wear them to school. They get upset. So then we used to make puffs. The African American mothers, they used to make afro puffs for school. So like they had ponytails, we had puffs. But they had to let that go. And I said, okay, that's within cult standard. That's the way the cult will do. Okay, y'all in uniform with the cults. Isn't that something? They used to fire you. They used to fire you. Couldn't wear dreads, couldn't wear afros. And we said, oh, it's race. It's not race. You're not in line with the standards of the cults. The cult said, all of us have straight hair. You have straight hair. Put a wig over it. Put a weave on top of it. But no afros. Because in this cult, we all have long, straight hair. All blonde. See? You're out of uniform. You have to live over here, and they have to live over there, because in cult society, that's the way they're broken down. Everybody don't live in the same place. In all cults, everybody don't live in the same place. We got put in the area for followers. Followers. In cults, followers are made so miserable that they will pray for relief. Isn't that something? Yep, that you would pray for, like, in cults, they would say, you can't eat for the day. Don't eat for the day. They call it fast. Don't eat for the day. Then you pray for food. And you pray for whatever God that cult is acknowledging. And then, after starving, and then praying all day, then, like a miracle, the food comes, but they was holding the food from you. The food was always there. Food was always there. I just don't get it. And I found that out from being down south. You say you ain't going to church, your life becomes a misery. You're shunned, ain't nobody gonna talk to you. You ain't gonna get no food. They're gonna be eyeballing you, eye rolling at you, and everything, making you feel like you're the worst creature on the planet Earth. But that's what they do. They guilt you. They do all kind of things because they need followers. I didn't understand. I lived in Mount Vernon, New York. And 3rd Street. From Fulton to 1st Avenue. And you would walk down the street and you would see 3 storefront Colts on the right hand side and 3 or 4 right across the street on the other side. And I used to walk down. Then you pass that and you cross the street and you go to the next block. There they are again. About 3 on this side, about 3 on that side. And I said, what is going on? If they all talking about the same Jesus, why can't they all just come together and get one big spot? That's not how cults work. Each cult has its leader. And leaders don't basically get together because they don't like swapping. Look at Joel Osteen. He got together with Kanye West. But Kanye has a million followers. And so does Joel. So they don't mind that swapping. But these little ones that got 20 at this cult, 20 at that cult, 10 at this cult, they don't want to get together. They don't want to lose the 10 they have to the other cult leader. So it stays like that. And because they don't pay any taxes, they drain the community. They drain. So you know how happy they was when their cult leader was in, when their cult leader was president, that threw billions of dollars at them. Okay? He not in the school system, not in the healthcare system, but he dumped millions on cults across America. And they loved him because he's the leader of the cults. And the GOPQ is the cult's political party. They move only to advance the cults. And to make as many people followers. And then the orange one would be their leader. And they will spend all their time beating us to be one of his followers. Let's do some fingers. I tell you. So that's why. It's not just, they don't want black people to vote. No. They don't want no one to vote. Your followers. They want followers. They want sheeps. And sheeps aren't supposed to be allowed to vote. Well, honey, my mother ain't raised no sheep. My mother didn't raise no sheep. She wasn't a sheep. She let us wear afros. She was happy when we went through that afro phase. In the 70s. No, in the 60s. Yeah, because I was 10 years old. I had a huge, beautiful fro. And we kept saying, Ungawa, black power. Right on, man. Right on, man. Yeah. And they hated that. What do you mean? You're not on your knees picking up your Bible. And then that answers another question. Why do African Americans only fight themselves and not the outside forces that are suppressing them? Because we're indoctrinated, goddamn, into the cults. You're not gonna attack the cult leader. You're not gonna do it. You beat your kids up, African Americans, you beat your wife up, you beat your brothers up. But that man on the outside that you go to work with, that he can spit in your face, he can kick you in your balls, he can do everything to you and you take it. You come home and you beat up your wife and your kid. I know from experience. Squeeze your gut and tuck in your elbow. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh, keeping control. Keeping control is a thing, you know? Squeeze his old big gut. I'm working on it. I'm tired to get this more. But I want muscles. Tuck in your elbow. Squeeze your gut. Let's knock out this 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and one for good luck. Now, weight trainers will say, oh, do 10, then do it on the other arm, and then come back and do it on the other arm. The year's young. We got room to change. Well, for those who are jumping off, whew, for those who are jumping off, thanks for coming on the walk. Please like, comment, share. Please like, comment, share. Tell you, grannies, I know. Sexy babe granny. I'm just a old black woman staying alive by walking. And just this week will be for 45 minutes. Next week, we're back to the way it was. You know? So, and y'all can go faster if you want to. I had Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I have something. Thursday, I have something. So, if I'm going to make it through for 45 minutes, it has to be the slow walk. I remember, and I think it was my sperm donor who used to say it, but I used to hear, mostly men, women understand, but mostly men would say, especially about their mothers, I don't know, why is she giving all her money to that reverend? I don't know why is she giving all her money to that church. I don't, and the reason why you don't understand, because you don't understand she's a cult member. And a cult member is a follower. And a follower is someone who follows someone who leads. She doesn't lead. She's not going to stop giving her money. She's a cult member. That's what they do. You have to go in there and stop the money, because she's not going to stop. The cult has already told her that money, what was I told? You give, you get back tenfold. Everything you give comes right back to you. The last time I was in church, that's another long story, but I put $50 in the offering, and I watched the deacon take the $50 out and put it in his pocket. He looked at that. He didn't take the ones. He didn't take the 20s. He just took one bill out and put it in his pocket, and then went along. And I remember, I said to my daughter, I said, did y'all see what she just did? They were like, yeah. So it's the need to be belong, to be a part of something. That's what it is. I know they talk about that BS. Oh, and it's the family when you're part of the cult. But you're not. The family is... Nothing is more important than that cult. And followers do things to get recognized so they can move up the ladder. That's the motivation. And cults love hating. Okay? I think about Jim Jones all the time, because more than 75% of the people who was out there in Guyana with him were women, African American women, and children, and a lot of them were from the foster care children program. And they said the whole Jones thing, the whole Jones cult thing, they set it up because it was between some place in Guyana and some South American country. So they put the cult right in between. That's why they let Jim Jones go again. Again, we were sacrificial lambs. Yep. All those people, all those children, all those old people. Everybody gets some Social Security check, getting some kind of money from the state and the government. Think about those folks. What were they supposed to do? They're already all the way in Guyana. But they were followers. That's what you call followers. And I know my grandmother's cult used to always say, just listen and obey. You need to listen and obey. That was like major stuff. You need to listen and obey. You need to do what you're told. But told by who? Well, in her church it was the pastor and the deacon board. Other churches you got priests and popes. Then you got followers and a leader that rides around on a boat in the ocean. Then you got leaders with universities all over the place teaching you to be a follower. Go into the belly of the beast and preach the word. And they go, see, that's why I'm not a good cult leader. I ain't going. I remember the Mormons used to be in our block. I remember two little white boys with their backpack. And they would come every day and they would just stare at them. But my friend who was very sick, she would get them. She said, come up here and talk to me. And they come up and she said, she said, I need to take this laundry down. Can you take this laundry down for me? And they would come take the laundry down. And she said, can you push it over? For a year and a half she worked with boys. But nobody else embraced them in the community but her. They used to just look at them. Then her friend wanted her sons to go to college. And they told them about Brigham Young, what they call BY. BYOB. And she was talking to him because she kept saying, if she has the boys go Mormon, they can get them in the Catholic Church. I mean, into the Mormon Church, and which would get them into Brigham Young University. Just like the Jehovah's Witnesses have universities. I ain't saying nothing, but I think a university would tell them that there's more than 144,000 people that died all this time. Whew, that's another cult. And so we went from enslavement to being followers. Because if you wasn't a follower, then you thought too highly of yourself. And this is what my father used to say. His favorite word. First he'd ask this question. You know the most dangerous human on earth? And, you know, the first time I heard it, I was like, no, what? Or no, who? And he would say, educated black man. a woman. That's what he said. That's how they feel about us. Yep. That's the most dangerous. Because, like I'm talking now, cults. I put it together. Religion and cult. The freedom of cults. That's why there's so many. I couldn't understand why everybody wound up here. But this is the freedom of cults. Come get your followers and do whatever you want to do to them. And then they put a president in. A president of cults. And cults don't want you to vote. It's called followers. Do what they tell you to do. Not what you think you should do. And if you vote, you're an independent thinker. And cults don't want independent thinkers. They want followers. I'm reading that Lori Vallow book right now. Mommy Doomsday. And the Mormon elders, because Lori Vallow, Chad, who, don't ask me why, he was like a wig in the Mormon church. He can hear voices. He hear God, Jesus, everybody talking to him. And you go back to his wife and they said, yeah, in your religion you can hear these things. This stuff can happen. But the elders of the church told everybody in Iowa, because they were trying to find a jury to try Lori's husband, Chad. And the elders sent a call out saying all followers to go silent. So you can't sit a jury if nobody's talking. How you gonna get witnesses if nobody's talking? And they went silent until they were told by the leaders to start speaking again. If their leaders tell them to shoot you while you're standing in the voters line, they're going to shoot you. That's what all them guns that was carrying on, you didn't know that was coming from. That was coming straight from the cult leaders. To control. Child. To control. So that's what it is. And they finally got their president. They got a cult leader president. Remember how he tear gassed everybody? Even there was priests and nuns out there, but that's not the cult he was. That's not the strongest cult he was representing. Was not them. The cult he represents didn't like the priests and the nuns. That's why they was tear gas. I never read what. It's fascism. It's okay. All right. That's y'all European word that y'all use to hit together. It's cult-driven, folks, y'all. And as African American, you supporting your cult, your church, your religion, and going after stop the vote, then you are truly a follower. You are truly, as Langston says sheeple. But my folks ain't survived enslavement to be free, to become a sheeple. We read books. Y'all didn't want us to read. We had to learn to read on our own and teach our kids. Remember that. Okay? Oh, we taught the black people to read. No, you didn't. We taught ourselves. It was against the law. Okay? Stop it. You didn't want us to learn to read because you wanted to tell us everything. So we would go from enslavement to sheeps.
I'm walking.
Give your money to these little Baptist churches, and guess where to go? To the big white Baptist churches on the top. That's folks' work.
I'm walking.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company.
We did, y'all. 45 minutes.
Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, so happy to be walking. Thank you for the company.
Yes. It was hard. I didn't think I could do it.
Yes, indeed.
But I did. So I said, just keep talking, and keep moving. Yeah. Keep talking. Keep talking and moving. Whew. Yes, indeed.
Thank you for the company.
Ooh, I'm thirsty, y'all. Drink your water. Please like, comment, share. Please like, comment, share. Thanks for coming and subscribe. Thanks for coming on the walk. See you tomorrow morning.